These aren't storm clouds. This is the that they burn off, they burn off in East Palestine. This is not storm clouds. Look at it. This is over Darlington.
Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't really going to do a video about this story, but once I read this, I felt like I have to do it because there's a lot of things that happen around our nation that we should know about, even if we live in different states from where something is happening that the mainstream media just won't cover. The magnitude of this story has been seemingly scrubbed from the public view as national media outlets continue to run sensationalist headlines about issues that look innocuous in comparison. And what I'm talking about is what happened in the town of Palestine in the state of Ohio. An apocalyptic chemical disaster rages on. And it seems to me after reading this article that the people that were in place in order to protect the public, that the decisions that they made had consequences that were very dire to the people that are living near the area and where this train derailed. A train of more than 100 cars derailed in East Palestine in Ohio near the state's border with Pennsylvania with roughly 5,000 residents. The accident launched 50 of those 100 freight cars from the tracks. 20 of the freight cars on the train were carrying hazardous material, and 5 of those contained vinyl chloride, a very highly inflammable carcinogenic gas. Now I was wondering to myself, what is this vinyl chloride? And what it is one of the chemicals that's used to make like PVC pipes. So just imagine this stuff in the air. So what they decided to do here is they decided to go ahead and burn that off. And as you can see, it's creating havoc for the people that live near and around that area. And a lot of them have been ordered to leave their homes because these gases in the air is just wreaking havoc in the livestock in the air. And just imagine in the livestock on the ground and on lakes and rivers, just imagine what it will be doing to human beings. Here they continue to say, within the last 2 hours, a drastic temperature change has taken place in a rail car, and there is now the potential of a catastrophic tanker failure, which could cause an explosion with the potential of deadly shrapnel traveling up to a mile, said the governor. And he warned in a statement explaining that the decision to take action to avert widespread devastation, and I believe that in taking that action to try to keep those tankers from exploding, that they decided to have what they call a controlled fire. However, that operation sent large plumes of smoke containing vinyl chloride and other gases into the air as the flames from the controlled burn raged on for days. So this has been happening for a while, and I hadn't heard about this till today, till I looked at this article. And then they say here something about a different chemical, phosgene in particular, is a highly toxic gas that can cause vomiting and respiratory trouble. Man, we really need to pray for our brothers and sisters that are being affected by this. I have to give my brother a call to see how far away this is from where he and his family live. The toxicity of phosgene gas is so potent that it was previously used as a chemical weapon during World War I. Incredible. And this is very sad, ladies and gentlemen. It always comes down to money. It always comes down to money. It's what it's all about. We basically nuked a town with chemicals so that we can get a railroad open, said a hazardous materials specialist. And the rail company, Norfolk Southern, is paying $25,000, I'm assuming, for damages to that county. But unfortunately, there's 5,000 people in that company, so they're pretty much giving them $5 a piece for their grievances. Following the controlled burn, which in my opinion, after reading this, is probably not what they should have done, local authorities received multiple concerning reports from residents outside of the mile-long radius of the evacuation area, covering that the emergency posed by the disaster was far from over. One local farmer reported the sudden deaths of many of the animals on the premises of his farm. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. That is why you have to learn to think for yourselves. The chemicals that we are being told are safe in the air, that's definitely not safe for the animals or for people. This, in a way, is their apocalypse. Is what they're living through. I mean, look at the smoke. Look at all of these clouds. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to this so that you can take a look at this video right here. This one. Come down here and click on this. I cannot play it because there's a lot of cussing going on. But just listen to this person's voice. They are in despair. They don't know what to do, and they are very angry that the people that they've elected have let them down in such a big way. The poor air quality presents short and long-term health risks to the public, considering the carcinogenic effects of the chemicals. Carcinogens like vinyl chloride can cause cancer in organs, including the liver. While the immediate risks presented by a possible explosion following the train's derailment may have been averted, the emergency response may become an instance of a cure being worse than the disease it seeks to remedy. So because they were afraid that the tanks that contained that chemical, that vinyl chemical, were going to blow up, they instead decided to burn them, to do a controlled burn. But they didn't think about, remember what I talk about, ladies and gentlemen? The second, third, fourth order effects, of which in this instance, I believe we're going to be hearing about for years to come. Finishing it off, they say that the ongoing crisis in East Palestine represents an environmental and humanitarian disaster that hasn't been seen in the United States in recent history. In spite of that, the magnitude of this story has been seemingly scrubbed from the public view as national media outlets continue to run sensationalist headlines about balloons, I'm sure, and about issues that look innocuous in comparison. Rightfully putting the spotlight on the shortcomings of state and federal agencies tasked with emergency response management, whose continued lack of accountability enables them to fail the American people time and time again. I think that the time for blaming right now should pause, and that these people are taken care of. Giving them housing away from their homes if their homes are near these fires, and also giving them housing until their homes are considered to be safe to go back into. The environment around their homes are considered safe to go back into. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we prepare. We don't only prepare to hunker down in the house, but also have to have a plan to go somewhere else in case you need to. And that's, unfortunately, that's where an emergency fund comes into. Because I'm sure that many people that were affected by this, they just had nowhere else to go, and they had no means by which to get there. Say a prayer for these people of Palestine, Ohio, and all of the people that are being affected. I actually have to call my brother. I'm getting kind of worried now. And other than that, I hope you got something out of this. I thought I'd put this out there because it said on this article that it's not being reported widely by the mainstream media, and people need to know this stuff. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. God bless America. God bless you. Many blessings to you and your family. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.